Hey guys, today I'm going to take you through a hike in one of San Francisco's best known gems, and it's called Land's End. Land's End is a national park in the most northwestern part of San Francisco, and it has a little bit of everything. It's got rugged coastline with spectacular ocean views, a little bit of San Francisco history, and of course, art. The best part is it's a fairly moderate walk, so it's great for hikers of all ability levels. The California Coastal Trail runs north through Land's End here, and we are going to pick it up on the southernmost tip, which is right above Ocean Beach, and we're going to pick it up here at the Land's End Visitor Center. And they built this in 2012, so you can get a little bit of historical information about the Indian tribes that used to live here, as well as some ecological information. And then behind me, there's a great parking lot that you can park at. And we're gonna head back this way and first check out Cliff House, which has some historical significance here in San Francisco. The story of Land's End starts here. Back in the 1850s, San Francisco had a much smaller footprint and didn't extend all the way out here to the coastline. And Land's End was started as a recreational area by the city as a place for the burgeoning gold mine wealthy to come to as a retreat. And they started with a cliff house back here. The cliff house was first opened in 1858 by C.C. Butler and Senator John Buckley as a supper house for the wealthy. But over time, some of the more unsavory characters started taking it over, and before long, it was known as a house of ill repute. In 1894, Adolph Sutro, who was then mayor and also a successful gold mining engineer, took over the area to try to rehabilitate it. A year later, the project burned down and Sutro rebuilt it as a 7-story Victorian mansion, which was dubbed the Gingerbread House. He also built out the adjoining grounds around here, adding in a gardens and a bathhouse. The Cliff House has been rebuilt about 5 times, and this latest incarnation back here was built by the Park Services in 2004. It still serves as a restaurant, but in my humble opinion, it's a little bit overpriced. From here, we're going to walk down behind me here and check out the Sutro Baths. Sutro built a large complex of public swimming pools in 1896 right on the oceanfront. The complex housed 6 saltwater pools, 1 freshwater pool, a museum, a 2,700-seat amphitheater, club rooms, 517 private dressing rooms, and an ice skating rink. As you can imagine, the operating costs were astronomical, and it always struggled as a business. Eventually, it shut down and actually burned down while being demolished in June 1966. The ruins are now returning to nature and interesting to explore. One side route you can take is to hop across the street from the Land's End Visitor Center, back behind me here, and visit the Sutro Heights Gardens. These lands used to be part of the Sutro recreational area. Such an awesome view. You've got San Francisco spread out to the left and the ocean in front of you. Right above the Sutro Baths is Point Lobos, and it is Land's End's most westernmost point. Behind me here is Seal Rocks, and this is where the Los Lobos, or the sea wolves or sea lions, used to hang out. The seals have moved on to Fisherman's Wharf, and mostly what you'll see out there nowadays are cormorants and other types of seabirds. We're at Mile Rock Point, and this is where you're going to get your first vista of the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. This is the entrance to the San Francisco Harbor. It's got a pretty narrow opening, which makes it fairly treacherous to navigate in and out. And along this path, there have been 3 shipwrecks off this coastline that can be visible at low tide. While hundreds of ships went down in the channel, you can see remnants of the Lyman Stewart, which sank in 1922, and the Frank Bruck in 1937. Off Point Lobos is the USS Ohio in wreck. Behind Mile Rock is the USS San Francisco Memorial. You can hike up real quick to check it out. This memorial is a tribute to the USS San Francisco, a World War II cruiser that was hit 45 times and had 25 fires during the Battle of Guadalcanal against the Japanese in 1942. It managed to make it back to Lanzan. The memorial includes a portion of the ship's bridge which sustained the heaviest damage. From the memorial, there is an offshoot trail at the parking entry.
Walking in this way is one of the original buildings that has been left standing here, and it's called the Octagon Building.
This building is called the Octagon House. It was built in 1927 as a watch house for incoming ships. This shape was fashionable in Victorian times as it was space efficient and allowed for near 360-degree views.
Beyond the Octagon Building, there's really not much to see up here except for some of the old remnants of Fort Miley, which have fallen into disrepair and are heavily graffiti. But if you want to come up here, there's this fantastic view behind me here of San Francisco. That out there is Ocean Beach and portions of Richmond. Although we won't be doing it today, from the parking lot of West Fort Miley, you could take a trail called the El Camino del Mar Trail to check out the batteries at East Fort Miley, as well as the Legion of Honor Museum. It's really beautiful up there, and there are fantastic views from there as well.
Continuing down the trail, we're headed now towards Land's End Point on Mile Rock Beach. This way to Mile Rock Beach. Super gorgeous. There's a little bit of a scramble if you want to go down to the beach. We're going to head up and take a look at the view. Beautiful view of the coastline.
There's a couple of pretty interesting sights up here. Out in the distance is Mile Rock Lighthouse. It was fully functional until 1966 when it was converted to a helicopter landing pad. Not sure why you'd want to land out there though. Land's End used to be a gun battery, and you can still see the concrete pad mounting for one of its fixed guns. There was no cover when operating these.
There's a piece of art here known as the Labyrinth, built by Eduardo Aguilera in 2004 as a place for meditation and relaxation. It's been twice destroyed by unknown people, and each time Aguilera has built it back up. And in 2005, he burnt it down on purpose for the vernal equinox and rebuilt it again. Remember when you come down this way that what comes down must also go back up.
Even though it may be tempting, try not to go off trail. These cliffs are extremely treacherous. We've had several deaths over the years here, one as recently as last year. People go out to try and take a good picture and the cliffs just crumble underneath them. Just past Mile Rock Beach is the Painted Rock, once used as nautical guidance for incoming ships.
And more stairs heading up to Eagle Point. Great view up though. Here's a look back out onto the Pacific Ocean.
Here we're approaching Sea Cliff, which is a fairly exclusive and expensive neighborhood in San Francisco. Right next to us is the Lincoln Municipal Golf Course. It has really spectacular views of the bay. And right in the center of the golf course is the Legion of Honor Museum.
We have arrived at Eagle Point Lookout, which is the end of this section of the coastal trail and the end of my hike for today. And if you go on a little further, you'll see that is the Sea Cliff neighborhood back there. So you're going to dead end into a neighborhood. There's so much to see, you'll find it's a new hike every time you do it. Hope you get a chance to check it out next time you're in San Francisco. Till next time, peace out.